Is you all. Jearlean has just joined. I'm going to add her to our Instagram live as soon as I introduce myself. So, for those of you who are just now tuning in to my Trauma to Triumph Tuesdays Instagram live, I am Terry Long. I am the woman behind the T2T project. And what does T2T stand for? Trauma to Triumph. We are going to change the lives of millions of women of all ethnicities, of all backgrounds, through sharing our stories of how we turned our trauma into triumph. And trauma means something different for everyone. Everyone's trauma is different. Everyone's triumph is different. Triumph doesn't always mean that you suffered trauma and that you ended up wealthy. Trauma could be a triumph, could mean that you just got to the other side. You found God, you found peace in your soul. That's triumph for many people. So now that you know what this is all about, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share it. I think there's a thing down there where you can share this with someone. I think if you can do that, that would be great. I'm going to bring Jearlean into the Instagram live so you all can meet this amazing woman. Okay, I know. Let's see. All right, Jearlean, it's coming over now. Hi, Natalia. Thank you all so much. Hey, Carla. Hi. How are you?
Hey Terry, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. You look so good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me for my Trauma to Triumph project. This is going to be something super amazing, and I'm so grateful that you are a part of it. You're a part of the project, and this is just the beginning. These weekly Instagram lives is just the beginning. We're going to do some amazing things with women. We're going to do conferences. We're going to do some really great things. And so
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
grateful to
Awesome.
have you as part of the project.
Oh,
So
thank
welcome.
you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why don't you, what I like to do is I like to start by you introducing yourself and then telling just a smidgen of who you are and where you are today, because oftentimes we'll start diving into the traumatic things and then we'll start going and going and going, and we don't have enough time to really hone in on who you are today. And so I want to just, be able to give you your flowers now and just tell a little bit about who you are and what amazing things you're doing today, and then we will go back.
Okay, that's fine. Hello, everybody. Again, Terry, thank you so much for having me. I am Jearlean Taylor. I am from Baltimore, Maryland. Yay, Ravens. I am, I am a fashion model. I am a mentor, entrepreneur, business owner. I am a cancer survivor, and I am an advocate in the cancer community and ostomy community. So pretty much kind of to sum things up about me, I am a difference maker,
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I'm a difference maker. Always say we're different to make a difference. And so I'm using my story and my journey to make a difference. I'm just walking the path that God will have for me. And like you said, I know we'll get a little bit more into it, but my story does stem from me being a cancer survivor, but some trauma that came after. And so it's been a journey. I'm still on a journey. We're all on a journey called
Aren't we? Yes,
life.
we are.
And so always say life happened to me, and not such a good way. But I am here today talking to you all, sharing my
And
story,
looking
sharing my
so amazing too. Yes. Not
thank
just so let's go back though. Let's go back to when things first started for you.
Yeah, always tell people, my journey, I guess you could say my trauma, actually started at the age of 3 years old. I actually was in the backyard playing with my brothers and my sisters, and my oldest sister noticed that there was blood in my clothes. And it wasn't just I fell and scraped my knee. It wasn't that type of blood at all. And so it was all over my clothes, in the middle of my clothes. And so, of course, very, very concerned, rushed me in the house to my parents. and they immediately rushed me to the hospital. So just to be a little bit transparent, I was bleeding as though I had a menstrual. And so, of course, very, very concerned. Parents rushed me to the hospital immediately. And it was days of testing, MRIs, X-ray, you name it. I had it done. And only to discover days later that I was diagnosed with a very, very rare form of cancer. The medical term is called rhabdomyosarcoma. But just to let everybody, like I had vaginal cancer at the age of 3. And so just imagine, I mean, I was that young, of course, don't remember a whole lot during that period, only what my sister told me, but my parents very, very concerned. Doctors did not expect for me to live. Wow. And so because of the type of cancer and the rare type of cancer that I had, doctors they told my parents, gave them, you know, if you want a second opinion, you can go to a hospital that does specialize in her type of cancer. And so my parents did just that. Actually, my chemotherapy, radiation, had surgery at the age 3, 4 years old. I actually went to New York for my treatments at a very well-known, renowned hospital called Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Okay. And so it was there that I started my cancer treatments. And thank God, a year after my diagnosis, after my treatments, I was actually cancer-free. So even to this day, the cancer has never came back. There has never been a trace of the cancer at all. And so
you got cancer-free at 3 or 4 years old? Okay, at age 4. Okay.
At age 4. Yeah, at age 4. But Terry, that was something that came after. So of course my parents were very thankful for the cancer. As they say, I say, you know, God healed me. Very grateful for the doctors, you know, but my parents were believers. And so they believed in the power of prayer. They believed in God for my healing, and it happened. But because of where the tumors were located in my body, it had damaged so much of that area. And what happened was the doctors told my parents it would be advisable. We need to do ostomy surgery on your daughter. And people's like, well, what is ostomy surgery? What does that in detail?
Right.
So it is a surgically opening in your body for the discharge of your waste, whether that be your bladder or whether that be your bowels. This is another way that she would be going to the bathroom, and you would have to wear ostomy bags. So they do a lot of diversion of your colon. You know, again, so much of that area was damaged. And this was the only thing that would really kind of save my life. And so it was ostomy surgery at the age of 4, which caused me to have, actually, I have 2 ostomies. So I had what they call a colostomy and a urostomy. So I have 2 bags, one for my bladder, one for my bowels, and where I have to wear ostomy bags. And so I do show people often, and these are what ostomy bags look like, right? Mm-hmm. And so one on each side of my stomach, right there. And that's actually how I go to the bathroom.
And this started at what? This started at age 4?
At age 4. At age 4. So a year after my diagnosis and treatments, the cancer was gone. But as a result of the cancer and where the tumors were located in my body, I had to have what they call ostomy surgery. And so since the age of 4, and they were permanent, some people that have an ostomy, it can be reversed. Mm-hmm. Mine was not reversible, was not optional, could not be reversible. Since the age of 4, this has been, I want to say at the time growing up, that was my trauma of dealing with having ostomy bags. Growing up, a child, a teenager, even now as an adult, just adjusting to this new normal, I would say. You know, it is definitely life changing. And I want people to understand, because when you say ostomy or ostomy bag, people often relate it to older people or someone that maybe has gotten shot and has to have an ostomy bag, right? But 1.7 million people in the country have ostomy surgery for whatever medical reason, right? Now, mine was cancer. Some people, I know people may have had of Crohn's or colitis or, different types of bowel dysfunction. So my reason to have an ostomy and wear ostomy bags is because of the cancer and because of the tumors, where the tumors were. It had damaged that whole lot of that area.
That is,
Yeah.
listen, just listening to you describe how you were bleeding like a menstrual period at 3 years old.
Right.
That's a level of trauma right there that many people cannot comprehend.
Yeah. Just imagine the trauma for my parents.
I cannot.
Just the trauma they went through. Yeah.
And then, you get through that cancer free, but it had already done some things in your body.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so now here we go with surgery, and you're just still a 4-year-old baby.
Yes. Yes, Terry. Yeah. Just 4 years old and going through so much. Again, like I said, doctors didn't think I would survive the cancer. And my parents wasn't even sure how I would adjust to the ostomies and having ostomy surgery and growing up with them and adapting. And so again, like I said, it has been a journey. It has been a journey.
Did you get teased in school at all?
Well, kids gonna be kids, right? Kids don't even know at the time when I was young, starting school, they didn't even know like what is cancer, let alone what is ostomy bags,
Okay.
But I was so young back then, and I was still getting adjusted, but learning how to change my bags, when it's time to change your bags. You in school, you in kindergarten, you want to run and you want to play. Right. And so oftentimes, Terry, there were times where there were incidents and accidents with my ostomy bags. And listen, this is your bladder, this is your bowels. Just imagine people that have had kids and you're changing your child's diaper. That's a smell.
Right.
And so at the time, the kids did tease me like, "What's that smell?" And
right.
I heard she wears a bag. They didn't even know what it was. And so I was actually taken out of school for a year to homeschool, just so I can get more accolade. And okay, Jearlean, let's reteach you again. Let's teach you how to change your bags, when to change your bags, And so that was a really hard adjustment time for me. Just starting school, you're in elementary school, and this is so new, of course, to myself and to my parents as well. And so just adapting. And I was quiet. I was a quiet child. I was kind of stayed to myself, really not want to be around kids and just wanting to be, even at that young age, being accepted,
Yeah.
I really couldn't really explain my situation at the time. So trying to explain it to little kids, that was difficult. And so I decided to kind of stay to myself. I was very shy.
Okay.
When I was younger.
How did you make it through middle school, high school?
Oh, listen now, middle school, another trauma happened in middle school. I was just kind of, in middle school, your body is developing.
Right.
You're meeting, more friends, and you're around your friends more often. But I had a situation that did happen in middle school on a school bus, and my bag burst. And awful out on the bus, Terry. And it was so bad that the bus driver stopped the bus and like, what is that smell? Because he thought somebody threw something on a bus, or, I mean, I just remember it so clearly, because it was during that time where, like, my self-esteem, you know. And
Right.
you know, he finally let us off the bus, and Terry, I ran home. I didn't tell anyone, not even my parents. Like, I cleaned myself up, and you know, and then the embarrassment. Now, nobody on the bus knew it was me, you know, but you got to go to school the next day. And you
Right.
know, kids go and talk, especially like in middle school.
In
That's
middle
like the
school.
talk. That's like the talk of what happened on the
Right.
school bus, you know. And so it was during that time where I questioned. I questioned, is this the way my life is going to be?
Mhm.
Will incidents and accidents happen again? How will I respond? How will I like cope? You know, because with trauma, you wonder, you wonder how you're going to cope through the trauma,
Right.
and how you're going to get through, and how you're going to overcome, you know. And I mean, I got through middle school. And high school wasn't too bad. I hung around the same group of friends in high school. I played sports in high school. And so that gave me like a sense of, okay, Jearlean, you can still do, you can still be, and you can still live your life, you know. And those are the things that my mom instilled in me, you know. So
Yeah.
I have to really give a big thank you to my parents for
I was thinking about them. I was thinking like,
yeah,
wow, you had your own trauma, but imagine the trauma your parents went through.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, again, they were believers. And so that was their encouragement, you know, teaching me to hold on to faith, and teaching me, listen, Jearlean, you're normal. You're normal. And it's like, you're normal, but you have ostomy back. You know what I mean? And they just encouraged me a lot. They encouraged me so much. You know, my mom always told me, Jearlean, you're not defined by your circumstances. This does not, it's not going to dictate who you can be, what you can be in life, and the things that you want to accomplish. This is not going to stop you. But you know, when you're young, sometimes with your parents, they say one thing, sometimes they go in one ear and out the other, you know. But I just
Yeah.
kept it instilled in my mind, you know, those things that she said. And I'm telling you, they really helped me through my journey. And it has made a difference till this day. It has definitely made a difference until this day.
Well, God knew though what you were going to be facing in life, and
Yeah.
he knew that you would need the parents that he gave to you. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
He knew that you would need parents like that because everybody doesn't have parents like that.
Exactly. You know, and I always say, you know, I say now, and as I grew and mature in Christ, that um, Jeremiah 29:11 does say, for I know the plans that I have for you, to give you hope and a good future, and not to harm you. And I had to grow to understand that, you
What
know,
that really
what
means.
that really meant. Before I was in my mama's womb, God knew. He knew about the cancer. He knew about the ostomy surgery, and the ostomy bags. He knew that. And so and he knew how it would turn out. You know, I thought it would turn out a different way. I thought I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. But he knew, you know. And like I said, when I grew to understand and grow in Christ and grow in my faith, you know, that scripture is really like, it's my life. You know, it really it's my life. And
Yeah. I'm tearing up, not because um what you just said, but I'm thinking about how we take so many things for granted, Jearlean, and just
yeah.
listening to your story about, how your parent, your mom has this 3-year-old daughter
Hmm.
who's got cancer, and then you've got to have all these surgeries.
Yes.
Then you've got to wear 2 bags as
Yes.
a child and going through middle school. And here we are thinking just because we get a period and we got to wear pads now,
Hmm.
that it's, life is so effed up and stuff.
Yeah.
No, we have taken so many things for granted, man. And I just,
Yeah.
I,
And we do. And it's things like this. And I say it's our experiences, that gives us that push in life that allows us to be overcomers. Just like they say, if you never went through a test, you don't have a testimony. And in this life, we're gonna have
so
some
true.
trials and tribulations. We're gonna have some trials and tribulations. Did they ever expect this? For my life, no. But they're not. Neither of my parents are not living. But just to see now, how I'm making a difference for someone else. Because for a long time, Terry, I didn't talk about it. Even my friends, some of my friends in the neighborhood didn't even know. When I was in high school, people did not know because it was my secret. I was ashamed, you know. Again, I questioned why me, why me, why did this happen to me, why the cancer, why the ostomy bags. And, I had to learn later. God was like, why not you? Why not? Because we do say that when things happen, why me? Why did this happen?
Right.
And we always say things happen for a reason, but they really do happen for a reason. And of course, I didn't understand it back then, but now I understand. Like, God gave me my why me. He revealed to me, this is why, Jearlean. This is why you're speaking all over the country. This is why you're featured in magazines, on TV. This is your why. And I'm like, oh.
He needed you. He needed you for what you're doing right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do what you're doing right now had you not actually been the walking, living testimony.
Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly believe that. Like I said, we're all different to make a difference. We're different in so many ways. We're different because of our story. We're different because of our journey, because of our testimony. So what are you going to do with your journey? What are you going to do with your story? Are you going to make a difference? What are you going to do? And so if I just inspire one person, then listen, thank you, Lord.
That's what I say every week, every Tuesday. I said, if we just reach one woman and we've
Yes.
inspired her, we have given her the courage to talk about her own trauma.
Yes.
One person.
Yep.
I'm good.
That's it. Absolutely. Because guess what? Each one, and that person can reach the other person. That person can reach the other person. That's another reason why I share my story, especially with the ostomy community, because a lot of people in the ostomy, so many people, of course they had ostomy surgery, but some of them are afraid to even come out of their house, not unless they have to go to a doctor's appointment. They're ashamed, they're scared this might happen, or they're scared an incident or an accident might happen. I mean, it's a lot of wonderful people out there, ostomists too, that's doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. And I'm just a part of that.
Yeah.
I'm just a part of that, and just being an advocate and being a voice for them, just to encourage them, to share. And they share when I always tell people, whether you have an ostomy or you're a cancer survivor, whoever you may be, you share your story when you're ready. And so it took me a long time. It took me a very, very long time to share. Not till I was like an adult, but God knew when I would be ready.
Now, Jearlean, how has this, or has it impacted your love life?
Well, Terry, I can write a book. No. But, I always share with my older sister growing up, especially when I was a teenager, you're going into being an adult. But when I was young, I always told her, I was like, nobody's going to want me for me. No, nobody's going to want me for me. And I was a runner, as I call myself. If a guy got close or was interested, I had every excuse in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it was August 15th, 1995, that I walked down the aisle. And on the day of my wedding, my sister, she had to pull my card. She was like, you remember, you told me that nobody's gonna want you. And on that day, I was walking down the aisle, and God placed Batman in my life to show me, like, there's somebody out there for everybody.
Everybody.
Now, Terry, it was 14 years. Now I'm divorced.
Listen, hey, I've been there, done that, honey. So
Yeah, so we were married for 14 years, and go figure, we're great friends now. But you know, I thank God for healing. I thank God for healing and forgiveness. And
yes.
so again, we're great friends. But now I'm single again. I'm kind of scared again. But
Are you really?
I am. But again, I say, this is what I say. It is what it is. You accept it or you don't. That's it. You
Right.
know, I'm not going to be afraid or scared to, like, okay, who's going to accept me? God is going to send a special person again.
Yeah.
I believe that. I really, really do. Now, and I date here and there.
Okay.
You know, nothing serious.
When
But
you
yeah.
date here and there, do you feel obligated to disclose that?
No, and I tell people all, because a lot of people with ostomies, that's their number one question. Because I get emails every day from people with ostomy, excuse me, and they ask about dating. Do I tell a person? And I always advise. I was like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, but this is what I tell them. You share when you're comfortable. You share when you're comfortable to share, but I tell them, please be ready for rejection, right? Because a lot of people, they don't understand, right? But they don't understand because they don't know.
Right.
And so oftentimes you have to educate them. What is it asking you? How did you get it? So it's up to you. But I always say, hey, listen, I don't want to be the focus of my going out to dinner or to the movies.
Right.
We might go on the first date and I might not want to see you anymore.
Right. I would say the same thing. I would be like, like you said, you wait until you're comfortable, but you also wait to see if this is going to be anything, because there's no point disclosing that your personal business.
Right.
If this person, you're never going to talk to them again.
It may not, and it's still whenever comfortable, but be ready, because maybe they don't understand. And I don't blame them, if they don't understand, and that's fine. Well, it just means you're not the person for me.
Right.
And I'm so out there now. I've done campaigns and photo shoots showing my ostomy bag. So, if you want to know something about me, all you gotta do is Google. And what you see, you might be surprised. Okay? You might be surprised what you find on Google about me.
I know that's right. Listen.
But I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with my body. I'm comfortable with these 2 ostomy bags. Every day, Terry, I wake up and that's what I see every day, right? But I'm comfortable with me. I love myself. At one time I didn't, I didn't want to accept, having an ostomy, but they're a part of me, but they don't dictate what I can do, And so I just say I love every part of me, my flaws, my scars, and my ostomy bags.
All of it.
All of that.
You are beautifully and wonderfully made.
Yes, God says so.
With all of that. And God can't lie. He can't.
Oh, no,
he does not lie.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
So, I agree with him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I do. You are such an inspiration, Jearlean. Listen, this has really been good for me too, because you just made me appreciate things from a whole different perspective. That's why I teared up earlier, because I was just like, wow, man, people really don't understand when they complain about, like I said, you're in middle school, you get your period, you got to wear a pad. This girl in middle school not only got to wear a pad for your period, but you have the 2 bags.
Right. And I didn't have a period. So
you did not.
No period. All of that was gone. When I was younger, all of that, they took all of that. I had a hysterectomy when I was younger, everything. So I wasn't able to have.
And this is because of what had developed inside of your body.
Right.
So as a young person, you had to get all of that stuff taken out.
Yeah, all of that taken out. Yeah. So, I mean, I've known all my life that I wasn't able to have children. So my ex-husband, you know, he was fine with that. We were glad to take the children and take them back to their parents. So,
Right, right, right.
yeah, but you know, all of those things that other young girls go through, I didn't. People like, you lucky you didn't have a parent. I was like, well, okay, well, I don't know. I couldn't.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
know,
but for your body to go through so much,
mm.
no, it was a lot. You know, I can't even count how many surgeries I've had. Honestly, I
Oh,
can't.
you told me you lost count.
Yeah, I lost count. I can't even remember how many surgeries that I've had to, correct this, correct that, and all types of things. And so it's still something to deal with. Having an ostomy and changing it back. It's yeah.
So, Jearlean, for those who are in your same situation or
Mhm.
have parents or siblings or loved ones, friends that are in that situation, is there like a website or like a place where you recommend people to go for support?
Well, there's so many different support groups, ostomy support groups. Matter of fact, I am
They could
actually,
probably Google it, right?
yeah, I'm on a board member of my local ostomy chapter. And
Oh,
it's a support group, and they usually have one in every state, honestly. And it's just a place that you go, it's a support group
mm-hmm.
where you go, you can share, because it's nothing like sharing with somebody that's walking in your shoes, right? And you have your friends and your family, and they're there to support you. But when you're around people that have an ostomy, that has gone through and still going through and sharing, I'm telling you, it's such a relief, and it's such a release for them as well, because they're able to share. And so there are ostomy support groups probably in every state.
Everywhere. Okay.
It's everywhere.
Okay. Because
But
I'm sure
the
I'll get that question.
yeah, but
Got-
the
yeah.
United Ostomy Association of America, which is a worldwide website that tells you everything. If you want to know anything about ostomy surgery, what kind of ostomy I have, she has, or whatever, so much. You can find support groups. So it's the Ostomy Association of America. And
Okay.
that's a website that's worldwide. And matter of fact, I'm on there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, honey, I won't hold you too much longer. I want to thank you again. I want to thank everyone who is watching. We've got tons of people on here saying how amazing you are. You are such a
Oh,
strong sister.
thank you so much,
You're
everybody.
so overcoming warrior, said my awesome twin. So listen.
That's my twin sister.
Yes, I want to thank all of you all for joining. If you joined late and you're wondering what we're doing, what we're talking about, this is the Trauma, the number 2 Triumph documentary project being led by me, your girl Terry Long, and some amazing women are joining the project every week. So every Tuesday, I speak with another phenomenal woman, courageous and brave, who tells her story of how she turned trauma into triumph. If
Yeah.
you would like to tell your story of how you turned trauma into triumph, please email me at info@trauma, the number 2 triumph, doc.com. I have a website as well, and you can go to www.trauma, the number 2 triumph, doc.com. That's the website, and you can submit your story there. And we're going to be doing some amazing things, changing the lives of millions of women of all ethnicities and backgrounds, because sharing our stories is very powerful. There's so many women, Jearlean, who are very
Yes.
they're just not able to do this. But
Yes.
when they hear women like you,
Mhm.
like me, women who look like them, who are in similar situations as them, and
Yes.
hear us talking about it openly, it allows them to open it up for
Yeah.
themselves. That's what I want to do for all types of women. So
Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Well, Terry, thank you for this platform.
yes.
It's really appreciated, and I've watched your other interviews with
Yeah,
those warrior women, as I
yeah.
call them.
Warrior women. Yes, we
Yeah,
are. And we
Yes.
got some amazing things coming, Jearlean. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And you're going to be coming right along with the movement. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want, before we leave, if people want more information about me, they can just go on my website. It's
Yes,
jearleantaylor.com.
that's right. JearleanTaylor.com. And what about if they want to follow you on Instagram?
Instagram is Miss MS Jearlean Taylor.
Okay. Y'all got that? Yay. Thank you so much, pretty lady. I
Thank
appreciate you. Okay.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye,
Okay.
y'all.
Thank you.